Hey, yo, peace, world. It's the Love King Raheem DeVaughn cooling out with Bobby Penn right here on Bobby Penn TV, Bobby Penn the blog. Keep it locked right here, all right?
You don't know this song. It's only been out 3 days. You don't know it. Sing every word if you know it. Hey. It's feel like 90's R&B. Yeah. It's feel like 90's R&B. It's feel like 90's R&B. Yeah. It's feel like 90's R&B. Just rising. My body like a heat wave. My body like the 4th of July. My body like a saddle, baby. Like a fever upon it if I like a candle, baby. Like summertime in Georgia.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Lauren with the BobbyPen.com, and we're here with the one and only Mr. Raheem DeVaughn. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, feeling blessed. Yeah, I feel a little stressed, but it's good stress though.
Absolutely. I mean, we're here at your listening party for Love, Sex, and Passion. Can you tell us a little bit about this project? I know it's a continuation. It's a part 2 of a place called Loveland.
Yeah, they shunned me from calling it a part 2. Apparently, the retailers they run for the hills, for the borders when the artist says, "Hey, this is a part 2 of whatever the project is." They just put out and said like part 2 sequels to CDs don't usually do too well. So, but it's definitely in my mind, and even how I kicked off the album. I mean, I purposely did it that way. For the interpretation, and people receive it like, okay, I'm just picking up from where I left off and taking you just further down Lover's Lane, to a place called Loveland.
You're taking us on a journey of what sounds like maybe even a relationship. Things get a little rocky through it. Can you explain the vibe of this album?
It's definitely a storyline. A lot of my albums are like that. They could easily become plays, or films, and that type of thing. I would love to see that happen, down the pipeline. So that's definitely on purpose. I feel like, I grew up on substance albums. You know what I mean? Like Marvin Gaye, I Want You, R. Kelly, 12 Play, Prince, Purple Rain. Like, so a number of Jodeci albums. I feel like the discipline was always there, and like giving a body of work, a complete body of work. Like I'm not, if you're the type of person that flips through songs, skips through songs, or is passionate just about the single, like my music may not be for you. Like I don't want you to buy my album. Like what I mean, because I want you to absorb and be consumed by the music. What I mean, the project as a whole, like a complete body of work. Like that's important to me.
Can you take us a little bit through the plot of Love, Sex, and Passion?
You heard the album yet?
Absolutely, of course.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty kind of self-explanatory. I don't have a track list in front of me. That's one thing I'm bad with. But you go through the course of like, seeing something that you like that may look tasteful to the palate, like black ice cream, right? And then it's compliments to the pretty lady, and so forth and so on. And then you sometimes you have to. Sometimes you see stuff in people that they don't see in themselves, so you recognize the queen in that female, or that king in that male. You know what I mean? And so forth and so on. So it's like the track listing is very important to me on this album.
And you just mentioned Queen. That's your current single on the radio. It's doing really good on the charts. How does that make you feel? Especially we got a little concern about what's happening with R&B right now.
I feel like it's great. I'm thankful for what it's doing. I feel like it could be better. Like it's an anthem. Like every woman needs to hear that. Like what I mean, that needs to be cutting through. You know what I'm saying? Through every other song that's calling a female, a bitch, a hoe, a slut, a thought, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, like and laughing and joking and behind closed doors. Yeah, I've even used those words, and you try to like discipline yourself to like not use them, but you so conditioned and programmed, you become programmed what we hear. So I understand the power of music, so I want to make sure that I'm resetting and rebooting my people with the culture, what I do, and that's the message I want.
Uplifting us, making us feel better.
Uplift y'all. Like it's not like it's not a hustle. Like I really sincere about it.
So my favorite track and it touches me in a special place just by the way you performed it. Is All I Know. If I'm not prying too much, what was going on with that
It
song?
seems like a lot of women love the All I Know record, and what I've come to the conclusion is when I did the record is that because it's kind of like an experiment, is that women like are liking to hear about the vulnerability of a man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
You guys play tough so much. It's nice to hear that you get her too.
So that's yeah, we definitely, you know what I'm saying. So, I was always a fan of the Carl Thomas record. I wish I never met her. You know what I'm saying. So that song is kind of like in that vein, but kind of like with a twist though. You know. And basically, this is just a story of much like the from the excerpts of Power, which I did the video. Um, you know, where there's a man that loves a woman how the woman loves her man, you know what I'm saying, or she's in a situation or whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's men out here being side pieces. Don't let them fool you, ladies. It's men out here being side pieces.
That's the answer for that, mom. Okay, so my next favorite track.
Are you asking have I ever been a side piece?
Actually, yeah.
I have too been a side piece.
Did you win her over ultimately?
That's It's funny because like women I date and women date. And it's funny like how you wonder like I've been getting some real interesting texts the last couple of days like or whatever. It'll be like yo I love track number 6. Yo track number 9 makes me wanna da. This song reminds me of us 10 years ago. Number 6 makes me feel weird or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever track that is, whatever, But I mean, it's part of some of the music is I'm definitely more connected to some of the songs I'm definitely more connected to than others.
Speaking of tracks that make you feel away, Temperatures Rising. How about it? Can you talk about that one?
Yeah.
It's a R. Kelly sample, right?
It's not even a sample. A sample is when you take something and you actually take it, chop it up, loop it. That's more kind of like a sample. Is the term is really more like an interpretation. You know what I mean? And I actually sang it over too. So it's kind of a different scenario. You still got to go through a process of getting it cleared and letting them claim a certain percentage of the song and stuff like that. Sometimes you see eye to eye on that. Sometimes you got to negotiate with it a bit. But definitely I wanted to take it back. This album is definitely heavily influenced by the 90's. When I heard the track, it just felt like the 90's, and I felt like I just did that. I was kind of just playing around with that idea. I had the verses first, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for the hook, and then it just kind of just came to me, and then it just felt good. It just felt right, and then it was like, wow, like this could be big. And I know, me knowing music and studying music, like that whole 90's move, like era with Puff, like when he sampled stuff, that was about people liking what's familiar to the ear. You know what I'm saying? Like people love stuff that's familiar to the ear. It's like, all right, it's catchy. Oh, all right, and then you add your own artistic flair to it.
Have you selected your next single?
I'm kind of filling that out right now. I'm more. Everything's a single in my mind, virally. So I'm just slow one by one, making sure over the next 12 months, every song hopefully has a look. You know what I'm saying, that it deserves. Officially, I'm really thinking When You Love Somebody. You know what I'm saying? This is like that's one of the records I listen to. I say it time and time again. I listen to it and I'll be like, wow, like that's me singing that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. And this is your second album as an independent artist?
My fifth solo album, second album as an independent artist. I have 4 independent projects, where I'm part of groups and whatnot. That exist on iTunes under the group name Urban Ave 31, and also under the group name Crossroads. I'm actually starting to work on the blueprint for the Crossroads album with my man Wes Felton, whom we haven't recorded music together in probably over 10 years, going on 15. But it's something magical when we get in the studio together. So I'm looking forward to working on that third album. And a slew of mixtapes, over 20 mixtapes. You know what I mean? Out between live mixtapes and datpiff.com and yeah, you can find all the mixtapes.
Google him. And I was asking about the independent release because you're doing really well on the digital charts. So how does that make you feel?
Can't wait to see what happens with the hard copy side too. You know, I think it's going to be a great first week. Once again, it's not about where you start at, though, it's where you end up. But we definitely off to a great start. Number one, R&B album on iTunes right now. Top 20 everything chart. With all the different genres. So I'm in the top 20 with Drake and Katy Perry and all these artists, and Amazon and all these other sites as well. It's the top 5. A lot of stuff. I'm like number 2. Like it was I can't remember what the site was, but I'm like number 2 to like Marvin Gaye. A lot of the old music, but yeah, Google Play. So I'm like, my album's number 2, Marvin Gaye number 1, and Stevie Wonder's number 3. So I'm like in great company.
You putting on for DC, man. We're really proud of you here. Thank you. Tell all the people how they can keep up with you.
Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram at Raheem_DeVaughn. That's RAHEEM_DEVAUGHN. Facebook fan page, Raheem DeVaughn. Also, check out my foundation, the Love Life Foundation. For more information on that, log on to lovelifefoundationdmv.org. We're doing a lot of great things in the community. Initiatives that are dear to my heart, the fight against domestic violence, making more teens aware of, how you can be counterproductive against domestic violence, what domestic violence is. Education is key. Education, music and the arts in the schools for the youth is something that we're going to be big on. Of course, HIV and AIDS awareness, all the different plights that we have to tackle and battle, in the inner city community. And of course, like, don't forget about the homeless people, especially with the weather being what it is, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to my homie, Tony Lewis Jr., Operation Nourishment is something that we partnered up on this year, and I'm going to continue to be a partner on that.
TheBobby10.com